Well, it's good to be here tonight. A little movement on the line there.
Comes right in and he's nitpicking again. But he's right, we did have movement on the line. It's against Norristown.
And I understand we had that former standout quarterback for Northeast High School, Tony Koya, with you during the first half when they still used to have leather helmets. Tony was quite a star in the 60s at quarterback for Northeast.
Yes, he's made his comeback into play-by-play, and who knows where it'll take him.
I think it's sort of the Joe Namath mold, one season and done for Tony. Walt, I think the crowd is a little bit smaller than I might have expected tonight for such a rivalry-type ball game, PW and Norristown. You think the folks in PW and the folks in Norristown get a little more excited about this ball game?
And this game is proving to be much more competitive than past contests. Sessa up the middle to Mike Carroll. Carroll pops outside. Carroll is finally dragged down. Number 37, Robert Calhoun, dragged him down. We might want to note Mike Carroll with 4 or 5 speed in the 40, so if he pops it outside, it's going to be tough to catch him.
And Walt, I think Carroll's real close to a first down there, wherever the officials spot the ball. It might be just shy, maybe about 1.5 feet to go for the first down.
And Norristown once again with very fine running backs, as is the Norristown tradition, following in the footsteps of Danny Boyd and Len Bazemore. Second and 1 for Norristown. John Ruttman goes out wide. He's in motion. They hand it up the middle. Still moving. Looked like he was down there for a minute. Still moving was number 32, fullback Marcus Smith. And he will move some people. Tough yards up the middle. Looks like he got maybe about 8, and Norristown will have a first down.
That time Norristown with a simple play up the middle, but Smith with a great leg drive pushed that ball for not just the half yard they needed, but about 10 yards on the play and put them into PW territory.
.22 Mike Carroll in motion. Sessa drops back to pass. Out to Mike Carroll. Nice pass. That's been working nicely for Norristown. That sideline route. And Carroll with another first down.
That was a nice play by Sessa to hit Carroll in the little out to the right side. Looks like PW is playing a deeper zone, and Sessa throwing underneath. Plenty of yardage and an easy first down.
Sessa, of course, is mobile. He would have to be playing safety on defense, but not known as much as, say, a Frank Cassano or a Jim Scott was for his mobility, but known much more for his passing. This time Priest Ramsey comes out wide. Mike Carroll in motion once again. Sessa rolls left. We got a flag on the play. Carroll had it in his hands, bobbled it. Sessa with a tough throw, rolling left and throwing with his right hand. But we had an illegal motion on Norristown.
Although that play was nullified, as you mentioned, Walt, that time Carroll played a little pity-pat with the ball. Same play except to the left this time, and as you said, Sessa throwing across his body. Pass was right there. Carroll just bobbled the ball, but all for naught anyway, since Norristown's going to be moved back a few yards. You mentioned just a second ago about Sessa playing safety. That's something that's interesting here this year for Norristown. A lot of guys going both ways.
So Norristown will have a 2nd and 10 into PW territory. Looks like about the PW 28. Once again, Priest Ramsey split out wide. Same formation. It's the I formation this time. Up the middle to Marcus Smith. Smith with a couple yards over right tackle. 3rd and 7 for Norristown.
So what do you do here if you're Roger Grove? Do you go to the air again to Carroll on the out, or do you run Ruttman around the outside?
Well, Ruttman very fast too. These running backs could turn it around the outside, but I think you're going to see him go into the passing game more. They have a very good one, so why not use it? Sessa back to pass, rolls left. He's being chased. Good block that time. Sessa over to. We'll see what he got. Very close to the first down. And an excellent block by Marcus Smith to free Sessa out of the backfield. We've got an official timeout for a measurement. Marcus Smith with an excellent block that time to allow Sessa to turn the corner. Sessa doing some tough running, got thrown up in the air there, but very close to the first.
I think he's got it. We'll see where they pull the chain. Yep, he's got it by a football length. And that moves him down inside the 20-yard line. Well, Norristown really showing a lot of versatility here on this drive. I missed most of the first quarter, but this drive's been quite impressive the way they've been able to sustain it, and that shows a lot of poise there. A nice 3rd down play with Sessa having the option to throw or run and tucking it away for the first down.
Sessa rolls right, chased by Mills again. No, incomplete. That Sessa trying to go over the middle. Intended receiver number 3, Priest Ramsey. Sessa was being pressured heavily by Jeff Mills and got it off just in time.
I like the way that Jeff Mills spells his first name. It's a unique way of spelling Jeff, G-E-O-F. I've never seen that before.
Jeff, of course, spells his name that way and wouldn't be too happy with Mr. Giovinco, who for the first 2 series called Jeff Mills Geoff Mills.
Well, if I had to endure it through 12 years of high school, so does Jeff Mills.
I formation this time on 2nd and 10. Sessa back to throw, open across the middle. Tight end number 4, Dwayne Smith. Comes down with a tough reception.
First and goal.
He's got the first down inside PW5. Norristown knocking on the door right here.
Heck of a pass through traffic that time, and a nice job by Dwayne Smith to bring it down. The Eagles now 1st and goal from looks like about the 5 or 6 yard line. And by the way, a minute ago I said 12 years of high school. I wasn't in high school 12 years. It was only 4, I swear.
Sessa with the pitch to Ruttman. Ruttman around the right side.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Ruttman. Lovely play for the touchdown. Around the end, running around tacklers, using his tremendous quickness, got into the corner of the end zone.
Man, I'm telling you, what a run by Ruttman. He left 6 guys in his wake. Guys were just falling off of his legs. Tremendous run to get outside and turn up the corner into the end zone.
He can really bounce outside.
What a great run.
Ruttman, of course, with over 100 yards in the first game against Bishop Kenrick. Now Rob Wennick, number 21, will be on to attempt the extra point. Good snap. Wennick puts it right through. So that'll make it 7-0 Norristown. Very good, solid drive by the Eagles. Capped by a beautiful 6-yard run by John Ruttman.
And Wallace, I'm sure you mentioned earlier in this ball game, this PW team, no pushover by any means. They stuck it to a tough Abington squad last week in their opening game, beating the Galloping Ghosts 20-0. And of course, the Eagles coming off a season-opening victory over Bishop Kenrick. They've had a 2-week layoff, and come in here at their home field against the Colonials tonight. So the Eagles up on top 7-0 with 8:32 remaining in the first half. And of course, as I'm sure you mentioned also, Norristown ranked 4th by the Philadelphia Inquirer in their suburban football poll. Quite an impressive ranking for a squad that many perhaps would not have picked to be so high early in the season. Kickoff's taken to the 20-yard line. Nice defensive coverage by Norristown. In on the tackle for the Eagles, number 54, Tito Fuentes.
So PW will have to play some catch up here with 8:15 left in this first half. At their own 29-yard line, the handoff goes left. Number 35, Dwight Shirley. Norristown all over that, not much.
That was nice defensive pressure by the Eagles that time. Now, Walt, how many of these guys go both ways? Do you know? I'm not certain.
Well, let's see. Chad Ochnick, Vinny Catagnis, Rich Romano, and Priest Ramsey, all on Norristown's defensive line. Marcus Smith, linebacker and fullback. Steve Clark also on the offensive line and linebacker. Mike Carroll, running back, defensive back. Meanwhile, Bell rolls out, throws long. Had Paul Davis. Davis had de Blasio beaten by a step. Bell just overthrew him. To continue, Dave Sessa, of course, safety and quarterback. Actually, looks like most of them do.
That was a nice pass that time by Bell, as you said, just slightly overthrown. Doesn't look like the tight end there has any jet strapped onto his legs either. He tried to run under that ball, was just a little bit short on it.
Walt Evans is 6'2", 230, so you can understand why.
He's a good blocker, right?
Bell back to pass again. Sideline route this time to 81, Chris Kaufer. Kaufer tried to put a move on number 22, Mike Carroll. Carroll brought him down. And that'll move the chains for PW. PW still in their own territory, their own 42-yard line. Bell drops back again. Over the middle, the halfback Dwight Shirley. He's open, looks like he might go all the way. Touchdown, PW. Brad Bell hit his halfback, Dwight Shirley. Look, about a 20-yard pass across the middle. Shirley broke a couple of tackles, took it right, went all the way, open field in front of him for a PW touchdown with 6:49 left in the first half.
Well, defensive breakdown there. That time the Eagles go for the interception and burns them big. 50-yard touchdown play. That's the price you pay for trying to go for the ball instead of the man. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
PW is straight on kicker. Don't see many of them anymore. He puts it right through as number 40, Jeff Mills, who also plays fullback and defensive line for the Colonials. He ties it up at 7-7. Once again, that touchdown went for about 58 yards. Bell to Shirley. Shirley covering the last 38 or so on the run. Norristown shows a little defensive flaw there, and it cost them.
Now it's going to be kicked that way. So you can stand behind the kick.
Number 40, Jeff Mills will kick off for PW. Mike Carroll and John Ruttman back deep to receive for the Eagles. Mills with a fairly deep kick, taken at the 15 by Carroll. Carroll up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, still going. He breaks it, he may go all the way. He will. Mike Carroll, 85-yard kickoff return for the touchdown.
Boy, talk about striking back. What a run by Mike Carroll. Great blocking up front for the Eagles. PW takes all the momentum right away from themselves there. They have a big play in Norristown, right back with an 85-yard play from Mike Carroll. What a tremendous play.
Carroll looked like he was stopped up at about the 40-yard line, just kept his legs moving, broke through a couple people, turned on the speed, nobody caught him. Once again, Rob Wennick will attempt the extra point. Quarterback Dave Sessa to hold for Wennick. Wennick could again. And Norristown right back. Within 13 seconds, takes the lead, 14-7.
Boy, I tell you, a game that was push and shove, give and take in the first quarter has turned into a scoring fest here. What an exciting ball game.
Well, neither team in the first quarter put on an offensive display. This time, individual talents coming out.
I think you really hit the nail on the head for Norristown when you said earlier that they have such a talented core of runners this year. It's not just one player. It's not just Len Bazemore. It's not just Danny Boyd. It's not just Wayne Denson. All three guys in the backfield can hurt you, and Sessa can hurt you with the run or the pass. It really gives them a versatile offense, and you saw how fine a runner Mike Carroll is on that kick return.
Winning the kickoff for Norristown. Number 35, Dwight Shirley, deep for PW. The other receiver will take it back there. That's 37, Calhoun. Calhoun into his own man, Shirley. Brought down by number 9, Kevin Johnson.
You don't think Johnson was excited about that play, do you?
Well, Johnson's certainly noticeable when he came out there. He's 5'8", 140. But obviously a lot of hustle, a lot of heart, and a good deal of strength that time to bring Calhoun down. Bell hands off up the middle. Mills is smothered by Romano, Ramsey, and just about the rest of the defensive line. Bell back to pass. Batted down that time by number 44, Mike Evans. Big Mike Evans, 6'3", playing the defensive end. Bell at an even 6 feet couldn't get the ball over him. PW, nothing on the first run. That pass batted down. It's now 3rd and 10. Bell turns handoff to the second man through. He is smothered once again. No gain. Chad Ocknick, the nose guard, in on the tackle. We're winding down to 5 minutes left in this first half. Norristown leading 14-7. PW faced with a 4th and 10 at their own 30. Bell will drop back to punt. No pressure. Bell gets away a nice kick. Bobbled by de Blasio. He falls on it. Smart move that time, not to pick it up and try to run it for any more yards.
Looks like there was a flag on the play, but I think they might have waved it off. Yep, there it is. No flag. It was an inadvertent flag. The official dropped.
So a 32-yard punt by Bell. And the Eagles will start at their own 39. Sessa with the 3 backs behind him. Turns, hands to Carroll. Carroll breaks the tackle. Now all eyes are on Carroll. Anytime he breaks any tackle, there's always a chance for him to go all the way, as we saw.
That's a darn shame. Eagles now with a penalty here on the play. Holding penalty nullifies that fine run by Carroll, and it's going to knock him back 10 yards.
Eagles faced with a 1st and 15. Three backs. They split Ramsey out wide. Sessa rolls right. Looks long. Just overthrows Priest Ramsey.
That was a nice gun that time by Sessa, 40 yards in the air. Threw that like a bullet, just a little bit overthrown.
That's fun on classic.
I formation. Sessa rolls. Pitches to Ruttman. Ruttman breaking through the line. He's got lots of speed. Oh, just brought down by 35 Shirley. Ruttman with a beautiful run. Line really opening holes, and Ruttman's hitting them nicely.
Boy, I'm telling you, Ruttman is like a cannonball coming out of there. He is oh, I don't believe it. Holding again. Boy, I tell you, nullify a 10-yard penalty with a great run like that, and the attack 10 more on top. It'll be 2nd and 25 now. Boy, that hurts. Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why there's such big holes that the Eagles are holding.
So we'll see what they do on 2nd and 25. Ramsey out wide left this time. Sessa takes the handoff, pitches to Carroll. Carroll around the end, hops over, man, spins.
Well, he picked up 20 yards on the carry, another flag on the play, and I'm going to bet you it's holding or clipping on Norristown. Clip. Wow. 3 great runs, 3 big penalties. Well, that's 35 yards in penalties in the last minute and a half. So what do you think the negatives are going to be for Norristown in this game? Mental mistakes will kill you, and you can see Norristown marching the wrong way on this field. So what's that going to make it now? Second down and about, oh, what, 35?
Exactly, second and 35. New center Sean Smith, number 67, brings the Eagles up to the line. Second and 35. They're in the I formation this time. Sessa hands off up the middle. That handoff went to Ruttman, not quite as long as the past three that were nullified by penalties. That'll get him maybe about 5.
Well, normally 5 yards on second down isn't too bad, but when you have 35 to go, it's not so exciting. Of course, no penalty on that play, so that's not bad. Third down and 30.
Norristown with, looks like Mike Carroll on one side, Ramsey on the other. Sessa back. Sessa, beautiful play. Hits Dwayne Smith, his tight end, up the middle. Just short of the first down, but a beautiful pass play.
Looked like number 29, Doug Avery, who put the hit on that time. Avery got up a little slowly that time on one knee, but it was a nice stick. And as you said, Walt, a heck of a nice pass play. And you can see that open up, coming up the middle, and Sessa with a nice touch. Unfortunately, still about 6 or 7 yards shy.
So on 4th and 6, Priest Ramsey will drop back to punt. Snap bounces, Ramsey handles it nicely. It's away an end-over-end punt, but a nice one. Calhoun avoids the tackler coming down. Dwayne Smith looks like he's pretty mad at himself for missing that tackle, but good penetration. Cut the return short.
Looked like number 43, Jerome Hall, was one of the guys there on the final takedown. They have a timeout PW on the field with 51 seconds remaining before halftime. Eagles up 14-7.
So should see PW's hurry up offense here, try and get down, maybe even this game up, or at least get a field goal before halftime. But a long way to go against this tough Norristown defense. PW stuck on their own 35. Bell drops back to pass, looking long to the sidelines. De Blasio, interception went in and out of his hands. Had Shirley right in his face. Shirley put the hit on to assure that the interception would not be made. But Bell just a little long for any of his receivers that time. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'll put that 7 or 8 days.
Number 82, Tony Todd will be the receiver. Bell looking for Todd, rolling right, throws, he's got him open. Oh, and a beautiful play by Mike Carroll. Just at the right time, stuck his hand up, knocked that pass down.
Yeah, that time the receiver was open, had about a step and a half on Carroll, but the ball was slightly underthrown, and Carroll using his speed to make up some ground and swat that pass away at the last second, as you said, Walt.
Well, you have to remember that in high school you can't outrun your quarterback's arm. And it looks like Bell put everything he had into that one, just couldn't quite get it there, and Carroll played it nicely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that was about the best pass you'll see Bell throw.
So a 3rd and 10. Bell back, short drop, hits Kofer on the sideline. Mike Carroll's a nice play just to force him out of bounds. Don't want to give up anything long. Kind of a prevent defense by Norristown, and only 31 seconds left in the first half.
Well, that gives him another set of downs. 30 seconds is still plenty of time to throw the ball into the end zone.
And Kofer got out of bounds, so the clock stopped just on the other side of midfield. PW has a 1st and 10. Kofer to the near side once again. Bell to the sidelines to Kofer. Kofer a little bit too far out of bounds. Falls into the Norristown player bench, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I said, talk about falling into the lion's den or the eagle's nest, as it may be. Kofer was on the wrong sideline that time. He just got a few curious glances as he fell to the ground at everybody's feet.
Everyone just sort of parted and watched him go down. That play took 4 seconds, so there are 27 seconds left. Bell rolls left, into the pocket, hits Davis wide open over the middle. Brought down by Dwayne Smith. Also in on that, number 27, Dave Williamson.
Now you have 19 seconds, timeout PW, the ball's on the Norristown 27. If the Eagles give up a score here, it's going to be a little demoralizing here to end this first half with PW doing a 1-minute march for a score. It's got to take some of the momentum away from the Eagles after that big momentum stealer they pulled off with the Mike Carroll 85-yard kickoff return. They would have the momentum going into halftime should they put a stop to this PW drive, but the Colonials have been making great use of the clock here. Another interesting sidelight to this game, Coach Joe Iacovetti of Plymouth-Whitemarsh is employed full-time by the Norristown Area School District, so I'm sure it's interesting for him tonight to be out on the field against a lot of the kids that he sees every day in high school.
So PW at the Norristown 28, driving. Bell drops straight back, under pressure. Runs into his own man, he breaks it loose. Puts a move that time. Lovely run by Brad Bell. And with four seconds left, we've got a timeout.
Now, if I'm Joe Iacovetti, I'd try and kick a field goal here. It's a long one for a high school kicker. Be 35 yards. With only 4 seconds left, you don't really have much choice. Well, I guess he's going to go to the end zone, go for 7. He must know Jeff Mills' foot better than I do. It was a nice play by Bell that time, and of course we've got a penalty on top of it here. I don't believe it. We had holding against Norristown. That moves it down to what, Walt, the 7-yard line?
Just about, just inside the 10. Bell looks like he tried to just throw the incomplete pass that time.
And Joe Iacovetti is steamed. He's coming right out after the official. He's saying, look, my guy threw that ball out of bounds. There was 1 second left. How can you say that the half is over? Boy, is he hot. Joe Iacovetti can't believe it. He's out there, he's still trying to fight his cause.
And actually, Jeff, I agree with him. I saw the pass go out of bounds, looked at the clock, and there was 1 second left. It ticked off, and the officials say that the half has ended.
Well, I tell you, Iacovetti's the shorter fella out there. He went over to that official in about 4.2 speed, but no good for him. As at the half, the Eagles lead 14-7.